काला निगार हजरात जिहड़े ने उन्हां दा सैशन शुरू करने आ कि उन्हां वारी इत्थे तशरीफ लियाण ते अपने ख्यालात दा इजहार करन हजरत सुल्तान बाहू दे बारे विच जिस नज़र नाल उन्हां हजरत सुल्तान बाहू दे कलाम नूं देखिआ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਨ ਤਸ਼ਰੀਫ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਣ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਾਵਤ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ ਆਮਰ ਹਫੀਜ਼ ਮਲਿਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੁਲਤਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਤਸ਼ਰੀਫ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਜ਼ਮੂਨ ਹੈ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਇਹ ਸੁਲਤਾਨ ਬਾਹੂ ਦੇ ਹਵਾਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜਕੱਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ख्वाजा फरीद ਦੇ ਹਵਾਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਨੇ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਸੇਇੰਗਸ ਆਫ ਸੁਲਤਾਨ ਬਾਹੂ ਦੇ ਹਵਾਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਉਨਵਾਨ ਹੈ ਦ ਸੁਲਤਾਨ ਆਫ ਸੂਫੀ ਪੋਇਟਰੀ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਆਮਰ ਹਫੀਜ਼ ਮਲਿਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ।
All praise be to Allah, the Lord of the world. Honorable Dr. Zakir Hussain, Vice Chancellor, GCUF University, Dr. Tahir Tonsfi, my beloved father and Dean of Islamic and Oriental Learning, the members of spiritual dynasty, Peer Sultan Niazul Hasan Qadri and Peer Fayazul Hasan Qadri, the head of Punjabi department, Dr. Riyaz Shahid. I must start with a heartfelt gratitude that it's an honor to be the part of such privileged occasions. No doubt, these are the divine moments of our history. Whenever we talk about spirituality, whenever we talk about Allah, whenever we talk about the message of the Sufis, the moments become divine. And words become wordless when we talk about the prolific personalities like Hadrat Sultan Bahu Rahmatullah alayh. I've always felt as a student of literature that poetry is the most suitable genre for the Sufis. And what cannot be said in poetry, and how beautifully, how summarizingly, how precisely the Sufis convey can be performed with the magical word in poetry. Hadrat Sultan Bahu, no doubt, is a multi-dimensional personality because he is performing so many tasks. He is discovering the self. He is trying to be the one who is nearer to Allah. And again, he is not selfish like the worldly people. He is a selfless person who wants the public, who wants the masses to be closer to Allah. Therefore, we all must agree on the point that a Sufi is a bridge, that a Sufi is a link, that a Sufi is one who brings the common man to Allah. The man itself doesn't have the courage, doesn't have the capacity, so the Sufi becomes the ladder. See how Sultan Bahu has beautifully started his message, Alif Allah Shambedi Booty. Even this single C harfi of Sultan Bahu has a complete Sufi word in it. It's a complete message of mysticism, starting with the name of Allah. And very precisely I would quote that Hadrat Sultan Bahu focuses on 3 basic points: Allah, the creator; 2, the murshid, the spiritual guide; and 3, the man. What Sultan Bahu has tried to convey in simplest word is to find your murshid, find the spiritual guide, and then you will be there with Allah. It's a point of amazement for me, and would be surprising for you people also, that Hadrat Sultan Bahu never had a spiritual teacher. He is his own teacher, and history and the pages of history do prove that Sultan Bahu was his own teacher, though Bibi Rasati, his mother, was the first teacher. So I would appreciate how Hadrat Sultan Bahu has communicated the ocean of knowledge in a drop of Abiyat Bahu. And I would simply end on a point: this is an age of transition, this is an age of chaos, this is an age of unrest and terrorism, and who best can be our guide other than Hazrat Sultan Bahu. Ladies and gentlemen, the prophets are not to come. And unfortunately, the book of Allah has been forgotten. It's mere a showpiece. But due to the blessings of the spiritual people like Sultan Niazul Hasan and Fayazul Hasan, we still have the messages of Sufis. Please find some moments from your life. Please pay attention to your heritage which is with you. And before we end our life, we must be in a position to face Allah. So I have worked on the sayings of Bahu, and I have ultimately reached the single point: be a fakir and you will be the king of the birds. And one more thing which I would convey to you: please take the first step on the path of Allah, and Allah will pull you to yourself. We think that the path of spiritualism is difficult. We think that it's something for people beyond others. But see, Allah is for all. He is for you, He is for me, and He is for all of us. Unfortunately, we are not discovering what is with us. And like the history of Pakistan, the history of literature, the history of spiritualism, the history of learning is not making us so proud. The treasures are still undiscovered. The explorations are still to be explored. The knowledge is there, but we are closing our eyes to them. We need to open our eyes. So I would end my message with the word famous Alif Allah Chambedi Booty, but I have translated into English, and I will end on that. The jasmine of dhikr, Murshid sowed in my heart who. See, it is not simply Alif Allah Chambedi Booty. It is dhikr, talking to Allah, talking of Allah, doing the tasbih of Allah, which links us to Allah. So, the jasmine of dhikr, Murshid sowed in my heart who. Every vein and every limb is watered by Nafi at Bahu. Every vein and every limb is watered by Nafi at Bahu. The herb so scented inner self that I need, that I reach nothingness degree who. My perfect Murshidi blessed Bahu, who sowed the herb in me who. Thank you so much.
आमिर हफीज मलिक साहब हजरत सुल्तान बाहू के बारे अपने ख्यालात का इजहार कर रहे सन। उन्होंने बड़े सोहने अंदाज दे विच दस्सिया कि सुल्तान बाहू ने अपने अबियात दे विच किस तरह इल्मो फन दे पूरे समंदर नूं एक कूजे दे विच बंद कर दिता है।